To the December Symmes Township Trustee meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please bow your heads. Dear God, we give thanks for this season when we take time to gather with family and friends, appreciate life, and celebrate miracles. Please continue to bless Symmes Township, including our residents, businesses, administration, public works, sheriff, and fire department, and our military. With joy, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Roll call, please.
Mr. Beck,
Here.
Mr. Bryant,
Here.
Miss Lees.
Here.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second. Jody got it.
Roll call.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Miss Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. I move approval of minutes, regular meeting minutes for November 14th, 2023.
Second.
Roll call.
Miss Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
And with that, we roll into the fiscal officer's report, November.
Our checking account stands at $7,938,248.16. The HRA account balance is $7,628.61. Our investment account, I don't have an accurate figure for you. There's a discrepancy in the way the funds were transferred from U.S. Bank to Fifth Third Bank. It appears from what our accountant tells us that Fifth Third brought the investments over at current market value, and our reconciliation process is based on cost value at the time we got them. So the two banks have to work that out to give us an accurate figure, and I can't do that right now, but we'll have that for you in the future. Our revenues to date are $11,015,035.21. Revenue budgeted $11,951,159.86. Appropriations for 2023, $16,101,617.29. Expenditures to date total 64.68% of our funds is $10,525,429.20. Payments made in November total $933,525.40. Some of the major fund balances, our general fund has a balance of $2,821,959.76. The park levy, $331,595.56. The Rossi Park levy, $305,388.38. The police levy, $1,029,394.06. The fire levy, $744,524.41. The road levy, $203,024.99. Safety services levy, $4,543,666.35. The ARP fund is at $712,282.86, and our tax increment financing fund is at $2,804,451.46, for a total of all funds $16,040,908.75. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I move approval of the fiscal officer's report.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Thank you. And with that, we move into presentation, starting with Dragonfly. Welcome. Actually, do you want to come to the podium and just give us your name and I don't know, put you on the spot if you have an elevator speech for us?
Yes, of course. I'm Caroline DeGroft. I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing for the Dragonfly Foundation. I'm here to say thank you to you guys, to the township. We are so grateful every year. This is something that we look forward to and makes a huge impact on our patients and families who are battling pediatric cancer.
Yes, good, good. And we miss you in Symmes Township. You know,
Yeah.
you all started here. That's
Yes,
how we
yes.
started this tradition. But we hope things are working out great at the new digs.
Yes, no, the new landing's incredible, and we are working hard with construction daily for the carriage house and to open to patients and families in the spring.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good. Well, would we want to do a group photo? Yeah, okay. Come down
We
front.
briefly want to talk about what we did. Let's briefly say, every year we do what's called Operation Santa.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, anytime. And what we do is we have 3 fire trucks that go out, and we go to every neighborhood in Symmes Township, and we have Santa visit with the kids. In exchange, the parents donate to Dragonfly Foundation, and over the years, it has gotten to be probably everyone's favorite event, and it's just wonderful, and it's great to see everybody out and enjoying each other and donating to it, such a wonderful cause. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the township, and you know, it's a grateful season.
Very nice. Well, thank you, Jody. So in addition to the toys on display, there's some, one's probably cash and one's checks maybe?
I think we have some more tubs too.
It's just a separate check in that one, the
Oh, so-
total.
okay.
So you can check my math.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
We really
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it,
you.
guys.
Looks like you got a lot of good stuff.
Thank you. Yes.
Did the city of Leech,
Yes, Christina.
Christine, yeah.
Yes.
You go back away.
Oh, yes. She's not an executive director, and she's still,
Really, was there and then she left.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So we've been doing this for a few years.
I would go.
Yes, no, we appreciate it.
Of course, thank
You're
you.
really
Thanks for
nice.
coming.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Welcome to stay, but you don't have to.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice holiday season.
I'm gonna load this thing right now.
Yes. Let Joe have it. Okay, the next item on the presentations, we have a certificate of recognition for 2 board members, Jack Horvath, Board of Zoning Appeals, and Larry Hart, Finance Committee. Neither are here this evening, so should we go ahead and we can just read it? Yeah, just for the record. This first one, this is to certify that Larry Hart has been recognized for his commitment and dedication by serving on the Finance Committee for 5 years by the Symmes Township Board of Trustees on December 5th, 2023. And this second, this is to certify that Jack Horvath has been recognized for his commitment and dedication by serving in the Board of Zoning Appeals for 6 years by the Symmes Township Board of Trustees on December 5th, 2023. So thank you to Larry and thank you to Jack, and we will make sure we get these certificates your way. All right, thank you. Do you have anything else to add? Okay. No public hearings, so I move approval disbursements warrants 83232 to 83895 and vouchers 565 to 637 in the amount of $933,525.40.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye. And we move into reports. Law Director.
Thank you. Just one item that I wanted to cover tonight. As everybody knows, back at the November election, State Issue 2 passed, and that's related to what is being called the Adult Cannabis Use Law, or recreational marijuana, as some people call it. I bring it up because that law is set to go into effect really in a few days, I think.
Midnight on Wednesday night.
7th, I thought, but
Yeah,
they'll know better than
midnight,
than I.
Wednesday night.
The 7th, I wasn't sure of the time.
Yeah, but in any event, that's and I'm not going to attempt to try to summarize it all for you here, but a couple things I want you to be aware of. There are at least 2 bills that have been introduced already to make changes to that law before it's even gone into effect. So we're continuing to watch that to see how that may impact operations, or what that may do. But the one thing that is the same in this law as that was introduced back when the medical marijuana was legalized, townships and municipalities do still have the authority to prohibit that the businesses associated with that in the township or the municipality. That does not appear to be anything that they're trying to change. That's going to stay, having that local control. I was talking to Kim right before the meeting, and I know that happened before she was here, but our understanding is that you did back then vote to prohibit those businesses, and you can do the same still even under this new law. You'll need to act again if that's something you're interested in, because whatever you did back in 2016, I think it was, would have only applied to the medical use. So if you want to extend it, let us know, and we can prepare the appropriate resolution and have it for you,
Okay.
even as much as
There's a
early as
limited
next-
number of dispensaries allowed in the state, right?
Yes.
Okay. And they're kind
Yeah.
of parceled out as so many per county and whatnot.
Yeah, but I mean, I can tell you, just like with same thing happened with when medical marijuana was approved. It started off with a certain number of dispensaries that were allowed, and then in the years since then, the state agency that controls that has had the ability to issue more licenses, so it's grown. That's what they look at it each year and decide what the use has been, and if they need to add additional dispensary licenses. But and I suspect it will operate much the same way under this. So, and you don't have to answer me right now, but just as you think about it, if it's something that you want to pursue, just let us know. We'll prepare the resolution, and we'll go from there.
And that would be dispensaries and also growing facilities?
Yeah, it can be the cultivation, the grow operations, the processing, processing plants, the dispensaries, any of the businesses. The only thing you don't have the authority to prohibit is research facilities that may have, they don't sell it, the public doesn't have access there, but say if there was a university here that was doing some kind of research facility, you can't prohibit that. But any of the business aspect of it, you can.
Okay.
Anything related to agricultural facilities?
Well, the new law specifically allows townships to prohibit this.
Okay.
So it's not going to be in any kind of conflict with the agricultural issues that we deal with on larger lots. It's not considered a typical agricultural use.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're only allowed to have 2 plants per household, like on premises.
Well,
I
it's
thought it
six.
was five.
Six
Five or
now?
It's 6
I
per
thought it was
person.
two.
It's
Six per person.
it's 6 plants per adult, but a maximum of 12 plants. But I can tell you one of the
Right.
bills to amend it is going to proposing to completely remove the home grow
I think that's-
operation.
That's the House bill, I think.
House Bill 86 is in the Senate right now, and they're expected to vote on it as early as tomorrow, is what I've heard.
And will you be allowed to walk down the street smoking? marijuana?
Under the version, no, I don't believe so.
It's everywhere anyway.
It's,
Everywhere downtown. Downtown, that's all you smell.
Wouldn't that be the
Go to Anderson
marijuana
Township.
equivalent of
It's-
open
I-
container?
there is a, well, right, I think that's,
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
possess up to a certain amount
Right.
of, and it depends what form it's in. But that's one of the things that's in this most recent bill to amend too, that would try to reduce the, to deal with some of the public, more public aspects of it. I know one of the things in this bill is they're proposing to give apartment building owners the authority to ban it in their facility, which, as it is right now, you wouldn't be, they wouldn't be able to do that. But I suspect it's because, in an apartment building, the units are close together and
Right.
but that's just one of the, part of my point here is that there are a lot of bills trying to change it before it's even gone into effect, and we're gonna have to continue to monitor that
Got
and see
Larry's right
what
here.
changes there
Just
are.
Larry, come on
fill
in.
this water. Thank you. Oh, he's
So
got
put
it.
the
Joe's
lid
got
on.
it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Larry, come on in. So,
Such a shock.
Hello.
good timing. One
Larry,
second.
you
So
can come
let's
on
finish
up to the
this thought.
podium.
We're finishing our thought and our discussion
Sure,
right now.
unless there are other questions, that's the
That's it.
extent of the report,
Yeah,
but happy to.
personally, I was going to say, I'm inclined to parallel with what we've done in the past and stay consistent. But I would be interested in hearing the opinions of both fire and police.
Yes.
And interestingly, our Finance Committee member, Larry Hart, who we're here to say thank you to,
You're too
has,
late. We already made the presentation.
has had some interesting personal stories when he was a mayor in a suburb of Denver during recreational marijuana legalization and what that did to the safety service, just the pressure at the local level. All the revenue went to the state.
That's right. But,
There's nothing that trickled down.
there wasn't, but we partnered with the police and the fire for that matter. And we actually toured other mayors and other police officers and stuff. We had one of the first medical marijuana joints in Denver. And it was fun bringing people in so they could see the partnership that we had, especially with the police, and keeping everybody safe. And a good example is, hey, you got to pay cash for this stuff, so people going in and out of the building are carrying lots of cash or lots of pot on the way out. And either way, if you got to walk, 50 feet or 100 feet, there was a PetSmart right nearby in kind of a big parking lot, and that was a safety concern from the police's point of view to say, hey, we got to keep these people safe. You may or may not agree with the whole marijuana thing, but there's a safety thing that we can all agree on, and that was a good example of how we partnered with them. And then when other leaders in other cities saw that, it really helped set a good example.
So I don't know if you want to, if you have opinions right now, or we can talk about it
As far as.
over the course of the next month.
I can talk to the administration, but as far as your decision to regulate the sale, I don't have anything.
Just keep them safe.
Yeah.
Say that.
I don't think we're
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like Jeff said, it's so fluid right now, it's hard to handle.
Right.
Remember
Okay.
when it passed in Colorado, the governor said, hey, hold the Cheetos, folks. We have
Yeah.
a few things to figure out here first.
Right. Right.
Just because it passed doesn't mean tomorrow it's all a free-for-all. So anyway.
Well, we had actually already went through presentations, but since you're here, we want to take advantage,
What?
and we do have this suitable for
Beautiful.
framing, certificate of recognition from Symmes Township
Thank you.
with real gold leaf. Is to certify that Larry Hart has been recognized for his commitment and dedication by serving on the Finance Committee for 5 years by the Symmes Township Board of Trustees on December 5th, 2023. Signed by all three.
Thank you, guys. That's cool. Thank you all. That's cool.
Larry,
Carol.
you did an excellent job on our finance committee, and we're very happy. We wish you'd stay on, but we understand that you have important. things to move on.
I'm a big fan of serving and moving on in general, so I think to do that, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Happy Halloween and all. We bonded, we brought a little Halloween stuff. Yeah, it was cool. All right, we
Let's do a
photo or something?
Yes.
Right here. Wizard of Oz? All right.
Thanks, Larry. You always can come back and visit.
Oh, I will. Be good stewards of all this money, please.
Yes. We will.
Thank you again. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
You're welcome to stay. Okay. Okay, so back on agenda. Were you wrapped up?
Yeah,
then,
that's all
Jeff?
I had to
Okay.
report unless there are other questions.
I just have one. So what happens if you do nothing?
If you do, you mean as far as the prohibition?
Right, if you don't prohibit it, does that mean we have to allow it in what district?
Well, it's, I don't think, well, it's certainly not addressed anywhere in specifically in our code, but I mean, if you're talking about a dispensary, it would probably be permitted in any retail district because it's the sale of a product.
Could we limit it to a certain area? Is that possible?
Yeah, that is one way to do
Option.
it too, is through your through a zoning regulation. You can then define it and decide if you want to limit it to certain zoning districts. That's one way to do it. I will, if I can, I'll just add one other point though. If it is something that you're interested in regulating through the zoning resolution, that is certainly permitted. But keep in mind that there is a process that we have to follow to make an amendment to the zoning resolution, which takes some time, right? It has to go to zoning commission through public hearing here, before you can make that text amendment. If that's something you're interested in doing, what I've recommended to some other communities is you can adopt a temporary moratorium to say we're going to prohibit it altogether temporarily while we study it and decide what we may want to do. And at the end of that, you may decide we want to permit it in certain districts but not others. You may decide we want to just prohibit it altogether. And then you would make that change. But by putting the moratorium in place first, that would at least protect the possibility that somebody may be able to come in and open one before you have it regulated. Now, I will say that's highly unlikely because before anyone is going to get any kind of dispensary license for this, well, like we've said, I mean, we don't even know what the law is exactly yet, but they have to create essentially a whole state agency that's going to regulate this. They have to come up with all their rules and regulations, their license applications. When the medical marijuana thing went into effect, it took a year at least to have everything in place before they started even issuing licenses. That's likely it may not take that long this time just because they've done it before, and it might be a little faster, but that's something that you can think about. If you want to take the zoning path, you may want to consider a temporary moratorium while you figure out what you want to do.
Okay. Good discussion.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you
That's
bringing
all I
that
have.
to our attention.
Did you have another comment, Larry?
I do. It's just three things real quick. The first was the moratorium idea that he explained nicely. The second is you're going to find that this is a very polarizing issue. Some owners of retail places and some owners of spaces are going to want it and some aren't. And that's going to chop most of Symmes Township out, probably right there. But the third thing is our police chief, when I left, he retired and went to work for the state. And now he's a consultant for marijuana, for communities around marijuana stuff. It's fascinating. He became a great friend. And if that's a resource I can offer, just let me know. And I'm sure he'd do he'd talk to you or something and kind of explain some of this kind of stuff, or what other ideas do we have, or what can we do, or what do we want to do or don't want to do, and some of that.
Good, thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk, it's good discussion. I'm glad you brought it up. Thank you.
Okay.
Why don't we talk more internally over the next month and maybe tee something up for January?
Sure.
Yeah, good.
Excuse me, one final. Jack Horvath, was he here tonight?
He did not.
No.
He's not.
Is he getting off the zoning board?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too bad, he's a good guy.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Moving on to police reports.
So just a couple quick things. I got communication from Flock Safety this week. They have received approval for all the sites that we have picked in Symmes Township, whether some of them they needed permits, others was just permissions. So they have all those. They will begin installations and we'll hopefully have those in, I'm hoping by the end of the month. I don't have confirmation on that, but I'll let you know. And then real quick, I don't know if you saw, but the sheriff was involved in a fundraiser to get funds for AEDs for all our cruisers. So the Symmes Township cars got their AEDs
Excellent.
within the last couple weeks. So all your vehicles are now equipped with AEDs. They're very
That's
easy
awesome.
to use. We haven't had a deployment yet in Symmes Township, but just another tool out there. They're really great.
That's very important. Thank you.
Oh,
Good
and
news.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas. All right, fire.
The fire chief has already submitted his report.
Yeah.
And I have nothing further to add to it.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's see. Kim, anything from Public Works?
None.
Okay. Committees. I know we did have at least 2 bicentennial committee meetings in November,
Yes.
this past month.
Yes.
Yep.
One tomorrow.
One tomorrow.
Yeah, we got 2 coming up in December. Good.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Anything else under other?
Yeah, I have a question for Kim. It really has to do with our TIF extension. We really haven't had any official notification and so on that that's gone through the state now.
I still haven't gotten anything yet.
But we did find out through our state rep that some material, when it was submitted from the county up to the state, some material wasn't included, and that was the holdup for a year on us. And they have the material, and we think it's going to come through.
Good.
And I also hope that we get back
Retroactive.
retroactive.
Yeah.
They did
supposed
say
to
we
be.
would get retroactive
Okay.
payback.
All
He
right.
just couldn't give me a date of when.
Okay.
So my guess is we won't get that until, it'll either be the first collection or the second collection.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So that's some good news. I
very
think.
good news. Yeah, finally got that off the dime. Good, thank you. Okay, at this point, we move into hearing from residents. Larry, do you have anything else to say?
I can talk about a whole bunch of stuff.
All right. Good. Okay.
Anything else?
Correspondence attached to the meeting minutes. Upcoming events and meetings. The Merry and Bright Light Contest has already, it's in process right now, November 27th through December 8th. And winners will be announced on December 12th. As we talked about earlier, the Bicentennial Committee has 2 meetings coming up in December. The first one, December 6th, and the second, December 20th, both at 7 p.m. here in the Administration Building. The Chamber Annual Meeting will be Wednesday, December 6th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at, what is 1859?
I think it's a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
In downtown Loveland.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, that does sound
Barn Grill
familiar.
or something.
Yes, okay, right on the main drag.
It's a venue.
Yep, okay, good. The buildings will be closed for Christmas here in Symmes Township, Friday, December 22nd for a half day, and Monday, December 23rd. Christmas tree recycling will commence Tuesday, December 26th through Wednesday, January 31st. We need to schedule a special meeting. I think that's coming up on the agenda, right?
Yep.
Yes, 4th bullet. Okay, so we'll do a special meeting for year-end expenses. Buildings closed again on New Year's Day, Friday, December 29th, for a half day, and Monday, January 1st. The next regular trustees meeting will be Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, at 7 PM at the Administration Building. And the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting will be Monday, January 8th, 2024, 7 PM here in the Administration Building. Did I miss any events or meetings? Okay, no old business, so we move into new business. First item, discussion concerning the government building design options. So this is we have 3 options to date for the maintenance building / administration building.
Yep, so I think,
Thank you.
so option 3 is the latest option that they sent us, and it's that 15 Crimson Lane that you guys liked. So this is it's the L-shaped building, and then it has, I just modified it so that it would have the garage on the back. It would have been the same width as this one, just coming this way, but of course I had to have them make it bigger so we could fit our trucks in it. But that's a little bit like what it would look like. I sent them some modifications, just little things like doors here, enter here, go out here, things like that. And I didn't know if you guys like that design, if you're okay with it. Here's what it looks like on the site plan. But mainly it's placed where it is for truck circulation purposes, so that you can go all the way around the site.
And this is on this spot.
Yeah, so it'll be, looks like the administration building could stay open the whole time, but the service department building would have to be torn down in the process, which shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, they can always just move over here, and then we can move our meetings over to the Safety Service Center. They can live in this room, and we can all go next, over there for our meetings.
Right.
Where's the equipment gonna be in that interim? Outside?
No, all the equipment is stored in these garages back here.
Oh,
I think
that's
we
not-
only have one piece of equipment over there in that
You're
building.
only talking about tearing that down first?
First,
Okay,
yes.
got it. All right.
Yep. But actually, I don't know how you could do it. If you built it in phases, like if they built the garage first, then you could move all the vehicles in there and tear that building down, then build the second one. But we'll have to find out if that's possible.
To be determined after
Yeah.
selection? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But then that puts all like the parking in the front. But it kind of gets you the look that you wanted.
Visually, I don't think that's the most attractive. From street view,
Okay.
you're looking at 4 garage doors.
I'd like to see it from the street view.
Well, you won't see the garage doors. The garage doors will be here and here. So what you'll see from here is you're gonna see the entrance, you're gonna see the parking, and then you won't see, because I was thinking if we just put a fence right here and kind of do like a little patio area, you won't really see that building. I mean, you'll see the top of it, but you won't see the bottom.
Do we not have any elevations?
So yeah, which is that?
This,
Yeah.
Could we have a work session just on this issue?
Yeah.
Just this issue.
Okay, just this issue. Have a work session on it. I saw the grimace.
Well, it's because
We're dragging it out, dragging it out.
dragging it out. We keep saying we're gonna schedule, and then we do it, and then we don't do it.
Well, we haven't identified how we're gonna pay for it yet either, so we can't commit without finding out how we're gonna pay for it.
You would be looking at this, so you wouldn't see the garage doors.
yeah.
And is there any possibility of getting a rough order magnitude for each of the 3 cost-wise? Would they give that to us?
I can ask them. That we've modified it so many times, they've stopped modifying it until we make a decision.
I'm just trying to understand, are they all like basically equal cost-wise, or some particularly more expensive than others?
Yeah, I can ask them if they'll give me a ballpark, right?
Yeah.
I'd be especially interested in
Northeast.
the price difference on,
Compass directions for crying out loud instead of Street view.
The one with two garage door entries versus 8?
This is street view.
'Cause I would think that's gonna cost more. And we know what maintenance on the garage doors,
street view.
or all the garage doors we deal with now have been, and it isn't cheap.
That doesn't make sense.
When do you guys want to schedule this?
Not in December.
Hard pressed to get stuff done in December.
In January sometime would be fine.
Early January? Week after our trustees meeting, which is the 2nd?
Yep,
That's fine.
that's the 9th.
Yes. The 9th.
You were doing it on a Tuesday? Is that what day it is?
I was just throwing it out there, it depends on availability. I don't have anything on my calendar that would conflict.
Does that seem to work?
What?
Tuesday, the
January
9th of
9th.
January.
For me? Yeah.
You'll be in town?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Kim, does that work for you? Okay. What
And
time?
that's just for discussing the meeting, the building.
Yes.
What time do you want to do it?
What time?
And options on how we're gonna pay for it. Okay. Which probably means we have an estimate of what it's gonna take for each of the 3 options.
Yeah, she's gonna work on that.
Okay.
What time?
Earlier the better.
6.
Whatever time.
Can you guys
Bill
get
can
out here
make
at
it.
6?
I can get here by 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Say 6 o'clock?
Okay.
Because it gets cold.
So, need to make a motion for the special meeting?
Tuesday, that's okay.
So I move, we have a special meeting here at the Township Administration Building, Tuesday, January 9th, 6 PM, to discuss the government building design options.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Mr. Bryan.
Aye.
Okay, next item. Discussion concerning Meadow Knoll Elm Field Lane, i.e. potential fire lane. Do you have a recommendation?
Did you
Fire-
know it was on?
Well, we
I
know
didn't know it
the
was on there, so whatever the fire chief has already recommended.
fire department, I believe,
Yes.
recommended thumbs up.
Fire lanes on Meadow, the Knoll,
One side, all
and
one-
Elm, yeah, on,
and Elm.
and Elmfield on the fire hydrant side.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't know if you guys wanted me to reach out to all the residents,
Yes.
because it's just a few residents that are requesting it, not all the residents.
But all the residents are affected by it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't know if you wanted me to schedule something so we can talk about it in January and have a discussion with the residents
You
or
mean-
anyone who would want to come.
You
Yes.
mean have them in here?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
in this
think that's a
meeting.
great idea.
Yeah, I would send a letter, and if anybody wants, I mean, if they can't be here, they can just email us their thoughts.
And the
Okay.
peop- And the culprits.
Just so we let
can-
them know what's going on.
And the culprits can come too.
Yeah, because it's just been two people, I think, that have complained for the whole neighborhood, so,
Do they have an HOA?
no, they do not
No,
have
they
an
don't.
HOA.
Okay, yeah, I think we need to let them know what's going on.
Okay.
Before all of a sudden these signs pop up in everybody's yard and they're mad.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I thought before we actually physically passed a resolution, that maybe
Yeah.
we should
Yeah,
Yeah.
talk first,
for sure.
I think it's a great
so.
idea.
but-
I guess I'm just curious, if we can talk about this when this comes up, but does the fire department, do they think it's not a bad idea, or they think it's like a really important idea?
You'll have to ask the fire chief.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
There was a-
I read the
Is it
email.
like, now that you mention it,
Yeah, we
sure,
read
why
the
not?
email.
Or is
Yeah,
it,
we
no,
read
we
the
definitely should do
emails.
that?
No, I mean, I don't think he would have recommended it.
No, he
had-
wouldn't have.
Had he
I don't
not
think so.
agreed with it,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
That means that
It's-
I'm kind of inclined to go that direction
I mean,
personally.
it's an obstruction already for school buses and so on occasion, right?
Mm.
It is, and it's an obstruction for us as well, for snow removal and
Right.
everything else, because we
Right.
have people that are parking the wrong way, people that are parking commercial vehicles, people that are parking, you know, when you're trying to come down the street and you got two cars parked you know, next to each other or beside each other, and you've just got this one little skinny lane, and sometimes it gets kind of hard even for a regular
Right.
car to get through.
Yeah, we had that a couple times at Operation Santa. They got that fire truck through. I mean, it was like this side.
This
and
much
this
on
way.
each side.
I'm inclined to approve it.
Well, I would like to talk to the residents first. I
Okay.
think that's important.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
agree.
and then, you know, Odd can explain why he's approving it, but.
Okay, so we'll do that in January,
Why he's recommending it.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
January 2nd meeting.
okay.
Next item, discussion concern, I'm sorry?
Can I say something real quick? I don't mean to interrupt the flow, and I missed
For-
the old business part of the agenda. I'm sorry.
There is no old business.
Old business, none.
Right,
Was
Right.
I able to comment during that or not?
No.
for old business?
We love you, Larry, but this is, you get to talk at public hearing when it's public. We have it in the middle and at the end, so you can, yeah. But we welcome you, but if we did that, everybody would just stand up. So we try to keep it organized.
Okay, next item, discussion concerning tagline options for the bicentennial.
I like the first one that says yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Okay.
What did you like?
That's my favorite.
My favorite, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Julie gave
See
us
'em.
3 options.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Celebrate Sims yesterday, today, tomorrow, celebrate Sims past, present, future, or celebrate Sims foundation to future.
I'm just glad they didn't say keep Sims weird. That's Austin, never mind. Austin, Texas. No, I like the first one.
The
Yesterday,
word
today, and
celebrates
tomorrow.
in there though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Celebrate Sims.
Yeah, because we wanted it to be about celebrating,
right.
and so she thought that that would be the way that we need to portray it, but then we wanted to include the history part too, so that's why she had the yesterday, today, tomorrow. And I liked.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that one the best, but I wanted to make sure that that was okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Of the 3 choices.
Right. So, let's see. Oh, now we need to, next item, we need to schedule a special meeting in December before the end of the month to approve final appropriations and revenues for 2023. So,
Between Christmas and New Year's?
Yeah.
It's really to close the books, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to
And
turn it in
so
before
you really
11
only
o'clock
got-
on Friday, so we either have to do it on Wednesday or Thursday.
Of 27th or 28th?
Yep.
Okay.
I can do either.
We're not going anywhere, so. We'll be here.
27th, 28th, can we do it
28th?
early? I mean, are you
Early?
off?
Well, it could be during the end of your day. I mean, if you could get out here for it, or are you off?
Probably be off.
Okay. So why can't we do it at 4?
Actually, the 28th would be better, but I could do that early. Because I might be out of town on the 27th.
Okay.
Can we do Thursday, the 28th?
Yep.
Like, what time you want to say? 4?
Sounds good.
Does that work for you?
I think. I don't have my calendar with me. I'm pretty sure it will.
Okay. Okay. So I move scheduling a special meeting on December 28th at 4 p.m. here in the administration building to approve final appropriations and revenues for 2023.
And were we going to do any interview?
Yeah, we can do an interview beforehand if you want to do, you can do like
Can we do
3:30.
Can we do the interview at 4 and follow up with the meeting? Let's wait 20 minutes.
That's fine.
Yeah, you could do
Or
that.
can anybody get here 3:30?
It's usually
Yeah.
your schedule.
Yeah, let's say 3:30.
Okay.
So we got the 4 o'clock meeting that we already mentioned, and then we'll insert a 3:30 interview period for committee interviews.
Okay.
Right now, we only have one candidate.
Right, you're right. Okay, do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call?
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
All right, thank you. I move approval Resolution G 2023-114, resolution declaring an emergency and providing for clearing of undedicated roadways.
Second.
Discussion? It's our standard
That's-
annual,
Yeah, boilerplate.
yeah,
Yep.
snow clearing, etc. Okay, roll call?
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. I move approval Resolution G 2023-115, resolution approving township permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2024.
Second.
Discussion?
This is exactly like we approved, or not approved, but discussed in our finance committee meeting with a few tweaks. Just I added some projects in that we had talked about kind of after the meeting.
Okay. Good. Anything else, Joe?
No.
All right, roll call.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
I move approval Resolution G 2023-116, resolution authorizing clout membership.
Second.
Discussion. So this is the coalition of
Yep.
large urban townships.
Yep.
And this is our annual membership renewal.
And the meeting is at the convention the end of January, or thereabouts, right?
It's actually this year, it's February 7th through the 9th.
Wow, later. Okay.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Beck.
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
I move approval Resolution G 2023-117, resolution authorizing the township administrator to enter into a contract with the Hamilton County Regional Planning Commission to provide planning and zoning services for Symmes Township for 2024.
Second.
Discussion. It's our annual renewal.
Yes, this is our annual renewal, and the cost, I believe, was just approved by the commissioners last Thursday, and it went up by the cost of living.
Which is
3.5.
3.2% or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay,
3.2, 3.5, somewhere around there.
okay. Discussion? Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2023-118, resolution to reorganize Symmes Township for 2024.
Second.
Discussion. I think this sounds worse than it is, what we're talking about, who sits on what committee.
I just kept everybody on the same committee.
So Finance and Audit, Joe Grossi. Ad Hoc Community Reinvestment Area, Ken Bryant. Clout, which we just voted on. Phil Beck, primary, Kim LaPense, alternate. Hamilton County Regional Partnership, Phil Beck. Hamilton County General Health District Advisory Council, Jody Lease. Hamilton County Township Association, Jody Lease. Hamilton County Tax Incentive Review Council, Phil Beck and Joe Grossi. Hamilton County Township Road Superintendents Association, Bill Pittman. Hamilton County Township Stormwater District, Kim LaPense primary and Bill Pittman alternate. And the Little Miami River Chamber Alliance, Kim LaPense. So anybody want to make any switches? No? Okay, that was easy. Roll call, please.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2023-119, resolution approving pay adjustments for township employees for fiscal year 2024.
Second.
Discussion. Is this going to be tabled until executive
Yeah.
session?
Yeah.
Okay,
You guys just need to tell me which percentage you wanted me to go with.
okay. So I move to table this. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Okay. Carry that in exec. Next item, I move approval of Resolution G2023-120, resolution approving a final cost for the installation of vandal fence and logo on the Snyder Road Bridge over I-71, which is Hamilton 71-1858, I guess that's the bridge number, with the Ohio Department of Transportation.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah.
So
Since this is the final cost, it hasn't gone up any from what our last final cost was? Or is-
The final cost before was like 81,000, that's why I have to have you guys redo it. It was like $6,500 and change that it went up.
And that wasn't a change order, or was a change order?
Not through us. It was a change order through ODOT, since this is ODOT's project.
Well, in for a penny, you're in for a pound, I guess. We're not, not gonna hold it up, are we, over that?
No.
No.
And this is Symmes' share, where Sycamore is also
Right.
doing
The other half.
the same amount.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And do we know anything about timing-wise?
They're supposed to be installing it next week.
Good,
Okay.
okay. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye. Make a motion to appoint Jeff Reichman to the Zoning Commission for a term from January 1, 2024 to December 31, 2028.
Second.
Discussion?
And is that reappoint?
Yep.
Reappoint.
Okay.
Yes. All right. We thank Jeff for his continued service to the township. He does a great job. Roll call, please.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Make a motion to appoint Cynthia Bucco to the Board of Zoning Appeals for a term from January 1, 2024 to December 31, 2028.
Second.
Discussion?
We're moving her up from the alternates to the prime, right?
Right.
Okay.
And we appreciate Cynthia Bucco's service. She does a great job.
Yes, she does.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Make a motion to appoint Sahara Shyam to Finance and Audit Committee for a term from January 1, 2024 to January 31, 2028.
Second.
Discussion?
Just real briefly, do you think we should ask her before we appoint it? Maybe she doesn't want to do it anymore.
Oh.
I don't know. That's just a thought. I mean, I guess if she doesn't
She
want to
wouldn't
do
have,
it,
well,
we can always just change it.
Yeah, I just thought since she submitted the application,
And interview.
Okay.
yeah,
So-
and interviewed for it, that,
Okay.
So this position just basically became open, and we had interviewed her before. And, yeah, I don't know, she can always decline it.
yeah, she
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
She could
And
always
then
decline
what,
it
we have to
and-
appoint somebody else?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Let's go with it.
Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye. I move approval of the following expenditures and authorization for the township administrator to sign any necessary contracts, agreements, or paperwork. Change the following appropriations. Fund name, the opioid fund, fund number 2904-230-599-0000, increase $3,901 for a total fund amount $6,538. That was A. B, expenditures $17,212.52 to Cummins to make repairs to Tower 61. And C, expenditures $350, Dinsmore legal fees then and now.
Second.
Discussion.
What was wrong with Tower 61?
We have a list of stuff here.
No.
So it's developed an oil leak.
Okay.
And if you remember right.
Is this the oil pan scenario?
Yeah, it's the flywheel housing and a bunch of other little leaks that are causing us about 2 gallons every 3 days.
Okay.
Wow.
So, with a cost of $17,000 to fix. So the flywheel housing is the major problem with it, which is that part aligns the motor, transmission, and transfer box. So, and when the motor mounts broke a month or 2 back, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's,
Could have been the cause for that. So
Okay.
the other ones are just normal wear and tear. And if you've seen the apron at 61, you'll understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
So
Is this gonna fix it?
this is gonna fix it.
And
That's
it
what I
can't be
wanted to
done-
hear.
It can't be done in-house. I mean, I used to use.
The
yeah.
transmission has to come out, transfer
Yeah.
box has to come out. And if you see on the bill, the labor is the cost here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
Does that-
long is it estimated to take for these repairs?
We didn't even get into that today. So it's over at Cummins right now, waiting on an answer. So
Okay.
it's
so
not
what's-
tore apart, it's just setting.
What's our backup plan?
We have a tower, a ladder up there now covering that spot.
Okay.
So until it comes back.
Okay.
Need 'em.
So,
Okay,
okay.
thank you so much.
Any other discussion?
Nope.
Nope. Jody?
Nope.
Joe? Discussion?
No.
All right. Roll call, please.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Mr. Bryan.
Aye.
And with that, I move into executive session per ORC Section 121-22G1 to consider the compensation and employment of a public employee
Thank you.
or
Have a good
official.
night. Happy holidays, you guys.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Mr. Bryan,
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Okay. We're in executive session.
Do you have a? Did we have
We're back out of executive
Okay.
session.
The one
8
we
o'clock.
tabled,
I'm sorry? Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you.
number 119, right?
Yes. So we're going back to the resolution that we tabled during new business. So I'll start over again with that. I move approval of Resolution G 2023-119, resolution approving pay adjustments for township employees for fiscal year 2024.
And she's already got it drafted. She had
Yeah.
every different increment probably drafted.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's why I gave
we
you,
already,
when I gave you, I kept the 3% and gave you the 3.
Do I have a second?
second.
Okay. Discussion. Good to go? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bryan.
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. And with that, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye.
Mr. Bryan.
Aye.
All right, done.